The stars were quiet that night, sparkling cold and distant, in the endless void of space. The galaxy seemed peaceful, almost too peaceful, but in the darkness, a signal flickered, weak and trembling, moving faster than any starship could detect. It was an alien distress signal, a call for help that should not have reached human ears, yet it had, and the humans were listening. On board the starship Iron Vulture, the crew was preparing for another routine patrol. Humans known across the galaxy as the deadliest beings, their reputation was enough to make most alien civilizations fear, and yet, even the humans had never expected to hear a cry for help like this. Captain Rylan, a man whose eyes had seen countless battles, leaned over the console, frowning. "Signal detected," he said quietly, his voice cutting through the hum of the engines. The crew turned, tension rising. The signal was faint, almost pleading, repeating the same pattern over and over, a rhythm that spoke of desperation. Lieutenant Cale, the ship's communications officer, worked quickly, fingers flying over the controls, trying to trace the source. "It's coming from the outer rim," he said. "Planet Ferris and Beelan coordinates locked." Captain Rylan's gaze sharpened. He knew the rim was a dangerous place, a world abandoned by most species. Rumors said it held strange creatures and deadly terrain, yet the humans did not hesitate. A call for help was not something they ignored. The crew prepared the ship for the jump, the engines roaring as they left the quiet stars behind, traveling faster than light, through asteroid fields and cosmic storms. The signal followed, weak but persistent, a whisper of fear across the vacuum of space. The humans speculated among themselves, some wondering if it was a trap, others curious about the beings behind the signal. No one doubted their own power. The humans had survived countless encounters, conquered worlds, defeated enemies the galaxy feared, but still, the unknown always carried a thrill. As the Iron Vulture approached Veronine, the planet came into view, a shadowed sphere, scarred by craters and burning red streaks. Smoke rose from the surface, twisting like desperate fingers reaching for help. The distress signal grew stronger, almost painful in its urgency. The humans peered through the observation window, seeing a world on the edge of collapse, structures twisted and broken, no signs of life that matched the human form. Yet the signal continued, rhythmic, haunting. It seemed to call directly to them. Captain Rylan gathered his crew in the command room, his voice low but firm. "This is no ordinary call for help," he said. "These beings are desperate, maybe terrified. We don't know what awaits us, but we will answer." Murmurs ran through the crew, some excited, some uneasy, but all understood the weight of their choice. The humans of the galaxy were not saviors, they were survivors, warriors, the deadliest creatures to ever travel the stars. And still, something about this plea stirred a curiosity that even they could not ignore. The ship's landing craft lowered through the planet's toxic atmosphere, shaking and rattling, flames licking the hull. The signal blared louder, sharper, as if guiding them to its source, and then, as they touched the cracked, scarred surface, silence fell. The signal paused, as though the planet itself was holding its breath. The crew stepped out, weapons ready, eyes scanning, searching, and in the distance, faint glowing shapes began to move, shapes that hinted at life, fragile and trembling. The humans had arrived, and the galaxy was about to witness their answer. The air was thick with tension, every sound amplified in the silence, every movement watched. The humans advanced cautiously, knowing this was only the beginning. The distress signal had led them here, but what awaited them was a mystery, one that could change everything, and deep inside, even the deadliest humans felt a spark of curiosity, a hint of unease, and maybe, just maybe, something more. The humans moved cautiously across the scarred surface of Veronine, the air thick with dust and ash, every step crunching on broken rock, the landing craft hovering above, ready to retreat if danger appeared. Captain Rylan led the group, his eyes scanning the horizon. Alert to every shadow, every movement, the crew followed silently, weapons ready. The planet seemed alive in a strange, unsettling way. Lieutenant Cale adjusted the signal tracker, trying to understand the message hidden in the alien frequencies. "It's coming from deeper inside the valley," he said, pointing toward jagged cliffs that stretched like teeth into the red sky. Strange lights flickered between the cracks, and for a moment, the crew felt a chill, as if unseen eyes were watching them. The humans were fearless, but even they respected the unknown. As they descended into the valley, the terrain grew more dangerous. Rivers of molten rock ran alongside jagged cliffs. Steam hissed from cracks in the ground, and the air shimmered with heat. Yet the humans pressed on, careful but relentless, their footsteps leaving impressions in the ash. The signal pulsed faster, almost like a heartbeat, guiding them forward, a desperate rhythm that seemed alive. The crew began to notice strange shapes moving in the shadows, tall, thin creatures with glowing eyes, watching but not approaching. Captain Rylan raised a hand, signaling the crew to hold. "We are not here to attack. Yet," he said, his voice firm, "we are here to see the truth." The humans were known for their ruthlessness, but they also had a keen mind for observation, patience, and strategy. They never acted without reason. Suddenly, a loud rumble shook the valley, and the ground beneath them cracked, forcing the humans to jump back. Rocks tumbled down the cliffs, and a cloud of ash filled the air. The signal faltered for a moment, then returned, stronger, more urgent. Cale's fingers danced across the console, decoding the pattern. "It's a map," he said. "It's leading us somewhere. Deeper." The crew exchanged glances, unease creeping in. The unknown had grown darker, more dangerous. As night fell, the valley became a maze of shadows, and the humans had to rely on their instincts and technology. Infrared scanners, sensors, and their own sharp eyes. Whispers of past battles filled their minds. Every corner held potential danger. Yet the humans moved as one, unstoppable, disciplined. The signals seemed to guide them like a living thing, pulling them toward something unimaginable. Hours passed, and the valley opened into a wide basin, a place that seemed unnatural, the ground perfectly smooth, glowing blue lines running across the surface like veins. The humans paused, taking in the sight. The alien message was almost tangible here, vibrating in the air, and the crew felt a strange mixture of fear and curiosity. "This is it," Captain Rylan said. "The source of the signal." The humans prepared to move forward, weapons raised, minds sharp, ready for whatever awaited them. From the edge of the basin, shadows moved again, but this time, the humans could see more clearly. Creatures with delicate forms, trembling and weak, yet intelligent. The Zorathians, the ones who had sent the distress signal. They were small, fragile, and desperate. And for the first time, the humans understood the weight of their reputation. The galaxy's most dangerous humans had arrived. But the question remained, would they save these beings? Or would the darkness of this world reveal something far deadlier than they imagined? The humans took their first steps into the basin, the signal thrumming around them like a pulse, the air thick with tension and the scent of sulfur. Every movement calculated, every sense alert. The journey into the unknown had begun, and the galaxy waited, silent and watchful. The humans stepped carefully into the glowing basin, the blue lines on the ground pulsing beneath their boots, the air thick and heavy, carrying a strange electric hum. Every crew member was alert, weapons at the ready, but they moved quietly, almost reverently. The source of the signal was near, and the unknown stretched before them like a living shadow. From the far edge of the basin, small shapes began to emerge, fragile forms, trembling under the strange light. The humans froze, recognizing them at once. The Zorathians, the beings who had sent the distress call. Their bodies were thin, almost transparent, eyes wide with fear, and yet, even in their desperation, there was intelligence shining through. They were begging for help, their movements careful, pleading. Captain Rylan stepped forward, his shadow falling across the basin. "We are here," he said, voice calm and firm. "Show yourselves." A few Zorathians hesitated, then slowly approached, communicating in soft clicks and light pulses. Cale worked quickly, translating the signals with the ship's AI. The message was clear. "We are dying. A predator comes. Save us." The humans exchanged glances, their expressions unreadable. The galaxy had many dangers, but the humans always found a way. As the Zorathians led the humans deeper into the basin, signs of destruction became obvious. Buildings twisted and broken, the ground scorched, strange claw marks carved into the walls. The humans could see that these creatures had fought valiantly, but were no match for whatever hunted them. And now, the humans understood the full weight of the signal. This was not a simple call for help. It was a warning, a cry for survival. A sudden movement caught the humans' eyes, shadows flickering between the ruins, something huge and fast. The Zorathians shrank back, trembling. The humans readied themselves. anticipation and excitement mixing with caution. Captain Rylan whispered, "Whatever it is, it's stronger than anything they faced." The crew tightened their formation, scanning every angle, waiting. The moment stretched, tense, as the predator revealed itself in a sudden, terrifying roar, eyes glowing in the darkness. The Zarathians froze, screaming in clicks and light bursts. The humans reacted instantly, weapons firing, strategy precise, every movement calculated. They were the deadliest humans in the galaxy for a reason. The predator lunged, but the humans anticipated its attack, dodging and countering with expert precision. The battle was fast, violent, and terrifying. Yet the humans remained unshaken, each strike measured, intelligent, and deadly. Finally, the predator retreated. Snarling, wounded, but alive, the Zarathians stared at the humans, awe and fear mixing in their eyes. They had survived because of these beings. The humans who could dominate, destroy, and outthink anything in the galaxy. Captain Rylan lowered his weapon slightly. "Studying the Zarathians, you sent the signal. Now we will decide what comes next." The crew watched closely, knowing that whatever decision was made would echo across the stars. As the Zarathians led the humans toward what remained of their settlement, the humans began to understand the scale of the challenge. More enemies might be waiting, more dangers could emerge, but this was why they were feared, why the galaxy whispered their name with caution, and in the quiet hum of the glowing basin, a new understanding formed. Humans were not just warriors, they were survival incarnate, and the story of this galaxy had only just begun. The night fell over Veronine, shadows stretching across the ruins, the signal now silent, its purpose fulfilled for the moment. The humans prepared to act, their minds sharp, hearts steady. The first contact made, but the true test, the real battle, was only beginning, and the galaxy waited with bated breath. The humans stood in the ruined settlement, eyes scanning the shadows, the Zarathians trembling behind them. The predator's roar echoed in the distance, a reminder that danger was still near. Captain Rylan signaled the crew to spread out, weapons at the ready. The humans were calm, their movements precise, every step measured, for they were the deadliest beings in the galaxy. Suddenly, the predator leaped from the shadows, massive and terrifying, claws scraping against stone, eyes burning with rage. But the humans were faster, dodging, countering, firing weapons that lit the darkness with streaks of deadly energy. Lieutenant Kale calculated every move, predicting the creature's path. The humans acted as one, a single unstoppable force, every attack synchronized, deadly, and efficient. The Zarathians watched, awe and fear in their glowing eyes, as humans fought with skill and intelligence that seemed almost unnatural. The predator roared again, injured but relentless, lunging toward them with ferocity. Captain Rylan moved with unmatched precision, striking in perfect timing, the humans' weapons and tactics flawless. The creature staggered, unable to match their speed or cunning. As the predator retreated into the valley, wounded, the humans pressed on, following its trail, knowing it would return, but ready for it. The Zarathians whispered to each other, their clicks and light pulses trembling with hope. They had never seen such power before. The humans did not just fight, they dominated, they outsmarted, they survived where others would have fallen. The humans reached the predator's lair, a cavern deep in the cliffs, glowing with strange energy. The creature waited, larger than before, its eyes sharp and cunning, but the humans were calm, analyzing every detail, predicting every attack. They moved with deadly grace, striking at weak points, using traps and clever tactics that no ordinary being could imagine. The predator fought with all its strength, but humans always adapted, always learned, and always survived. Hours passed, the battle intense, the humans showing why they were feared across the galaxy, every strike precise, every movement intentional. Finally, the predator lay defeated, exhausted, no longer a threat. The humans stood victorious, not just because of strength, but because of strategy, intelligence, and determination. The Zarathians stared in disbelief, realizing that these beings were not just saviors, they were legends, unmatched and unstoppable. Captain Rylan approached the Zarathians, lowering his weapon. "You are safe. For now," he said, his voice firm but calm. The Zarathians clicked and glowed, communicating gratitude they could not fully express. The humans had saved them from a predator far stronger than anyone had expected. But even as relief filled the air, hints of greater dangers loomed in the distance. The humans surveyed the valley, scanning for threats. Knowing this victory was only temporary, the galaxy was vast, full of dangers waiting for the unwary. Yet the humans remained unshaken, their reputation well earned. They had faced the unknown, defeated a terrifying predator, and protected a fragile species, showing why humanity was the deadliest force in the galaxy. As night settled over Vera 9, the humans prepared to leave, the Zorathians watching silently. Forever changed, the signal silent now, but the humans' presence had left an impression that would ripple across the stars. Captain Ryland turned to his crew, eyes sharp. We did what we had to do, but the galaxy is not done testing us. The humans returned to their ship, ready for the next challenge, the legend of their deeds growing with every step. The battle was won, but the story was far from over. The humans had answered the call, showed their power, and proven that nothing in the galaxy could match their skill and cunning. And somewhere in the darkness, greater threats waited, unseen, unknown. But the humans would be ready, for they were the deadliest, smartest, and most unstoppable beings in existence. The humans stood on the deck of the Iron Vulture, watching Vera 9 fade into the distance. The planet scarred and quiet, the Zorathians safer now. The galaxy still full of dangers, yet the humans remained calm. Their presence alone had changed the course of events. They had faced the unknown and emerged victorious. Captain Ryland leaned against the railing, looking at the stars stretching endlessly before them. This is what it means to be human, he said quietly, strong, clever, unstoppable. The crew nodded, each thinking of the battles they had fought, the predator they had defeated, and the fragile beings they had saved. Humanity's reputation was not just fearsome, it was well. The Zorathians watched from their planet below, their glowing forms blinking in gratitude, unable to fully express their awe. The humans had saved them from extinction, yet they knew these humans were not merely heroes, they were forces of nature, survivors who could conquer anything the galaxy threw at them. Lieutenant Kale monitored the sensors, signals from distant worlds flickering across the consoles, strange disturbances, unknown transmissions, potential threats lurking in the void. And yet, the humans did not hesitate. The galaxy had always tested them, and they had always answered, clever, powerful, and fearless. As the ship moved through the stars, the humans reflected on what they had learned. The universe was vast, mysterious, and dangerous, yet humans thrived in the chaos. Their minds sharp, their bodies strong, their instincts unmatched. Every challenge only proved their superiority. The HFY truth humans were the deadliest, smartest, and most adaptable beings in existence, was written across the stars. A faint signal appeared on the monitors, new, distant, but unmistakable. Another call for help, another unknown threat. The humans exchanged glances, eyes sharp, smiles, small but knowing. This was only the beginning. The galaxy would continue to test them, yet they would rise to meet it, stronger, smarter, and deadlier than ever. Captain Ryland turned to the crew, voice firm. Prepare for the next challenge, and the humans moved with purpose, their reputation echoing across the void, the Zorathians' cries of gratitude fading behind them. Yet their story would be remembered, a testament to human power, courage, and ingenuity. As the stars stretched before them, endless and dark, the humans understood their role in the galaxy. Protectors, conquerors, survivors, beings unmatched in cunning and strength. And though the universe held dangers beyond imagination, nothing could stop them. Nothing could outsmart them. Nothing could rival the deadliest humans. And somewhere in the darkness, distant worlds whispered of the humans' deeds, of the galaxy's most dangerous beings who answered cries for help with ruthless precision and unstoppable skill. The story of humanity continued, legend growing with every action, every battle, every decision. The galaxy watching, waiting, and knowing that the deadliest force it had ever known was alive, aware, and ready. The Iron Vulture moved onward, stars rushing past, the humans prepared for the next call, the next challenge, their presence a warning and a promise to all who would threaten the weak. The HFY truth, the galaxy's most dangerous humans had answered the call, and they would answer again.